Welcome. Couch Beers Nation, Couch Beers Republic. So, you showed up today. I told you we have a problem. I didn't have any beer. So, you have
I have a La Croix.
Guava Sao Paulo.
Yeah, I think it's one of the best flavors. I still think Beach Plum is better, but this is a very, very close second.
Back in the day when I was drinking lots of LaCroix, I think my favorite was Peach Pear.
Ooh.
That was a good one.
Bougie. Yeah,
Shout out to my friend Alex. He introduced me to Peach Pear. I got by Antioxidant Cocoa Fusion Malachi coconut flavor. It's delicious.
Yeah.
I don't know how they get it to taste so good because it's got 1 gram of sugar and no artificial sweeteners. But every other coconut water I've ever tried tastes like garbage. But this stuff actually tastes really good.
What else is in it?
You want me to read the ingredients list?
If you can't pronounce it, it's probably fake sugar crap.
But it says no artificial sweeteners right there.
Maybe it's
not
not artificial. Maybe it's natural or chemically made.
It does have stevia leaf extract.
Ah, there it is. Isn't that a natural sugar supplement or something?
I think so. I think stevia is
It's like
a sweetener.
Yeah, it's found in like a stevia plant or something.
It's probably the
found
stevia
in the
leaf
stamen.
Extract. It's also got sea salt in it. And I didn't know this, but Belinda pointed out to me that it's got 55 milligrams of caffeine.
Hell yeah, you've been drinking those before bedtime, huh?
I know. And I'm hypersensitive to caffeine.
Really?
Especially jumping into it. I had COVID and I wasn't drinking coffee or anything for 2 weeks. So now I'm back drinking coffee again. And I'm even more hypersensitive.
You're jazzed.
So usually I would not drink any caffeine after 2 o'clock.
Dang.
But, yeah, 2 p.m. I mean.
I think I call it at 3:30. 4 o'clock, it's after 4 o'clock, it's got to be a Friday.
Yeah. Yeah. And right now it's 5:40. But I'm off work, so I got the week off of work.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Oh, you got the week off?
Yep.
Dang.
Yeah, we're recording this. I don't have my watch on. What day is it today?
The 29th of December.
Yeah. So.
Awesome.
Go me. Are you working this week?
Daddy's always got to work, my man.
Because you're a bigwig or what?
I'm not a bigwig, but I am a wig that is trying to...
Moderately sized wig?
Right the ship, so...
Yeah.
I got to shovel coal a little bit.
I was working for the man today, doing some trim work and crown molding and stuff in the kitchen. I think I broke my toe.
The woman or the man?
The woman.
Okay.
I told her that. She didn't think it was very funny that I said I was working for the man today.
Oh. Okay. So is she working?
Yeah. No, not her job working, but she was working on stuff in the house too.
Gotcha. Cool.
Yeah. Yeah, so I had my chop saw set up outside from our kitchen goes out to the deck, the back deck. So I had my chop saw set up on the deck because it was actually kind of nice out today. And I was going back and forth between between the kitchen and the deck, cutting pieces of trim. And I left my Crocs outside because I didn't want to track snow and stuff into the house. And I was stepping out to go to the deck, and I smashed my right foot on the threshold of the door, and I think I broke one of my toes.
Really?
Yeah.
That hard?
Yeah. It hurt really bad.
You jam it?
Yeah. And so I just kept working and stuff. And when I got done, I was going to go take a shower, and I looked at my foot, and my toe is it's on my right foot, the what would it be, the fourth toe, the ring toe. And it's purple and swollen and can't really bend it without hurting.
So wait, how'd you jam that or break that and not the pinky or the other toes?
Great question. I have no idea.
That's a skill, man.
Yeah.
You must have been flipping off, toe fingering, flipping off someone.
Could be. So yeah, we were gonna meet up a few weeks ago to do a podcast, and then I got COVID.
Well, and we were supposed to meet up before that too, and that's 100% on me. So I apologize.
I was thinking about this today.
I canceled more than, or you canceled more than me.
No. this podcast is probably not going to come out until
January
after New
19th.
Year's.
So okay.
I'll probably put it out January 2nd, that Monday.
Okay.
And my New Year's resolution is that we do the podcast more next year.
I agree.
Your thoughts? Okay.
Like, what would you say? Like,
do
you want once a week? Because I would commit to that.
Let's do every 2 weeks, because we were doing that
every other week or every 2 weeks.
Isn't that the same thing?
Listeners, is that the same thing? I don't know.
I don't know either. Because it's fun. Like, I like just chatting with you. I don't even care if anybody listens. It's just fun to sit here and.
Well, it's good to. I think it's good to, in live time, well, so to speak, live, construct thoughts.
Yeah, I agree.
And reconcile between what I'm hearing and how I understand it.
Yeah.
At least for me, I don't know.
And just like having long form conversations.
Yeah, about
it's fun
stuff that you find interesting versus me.
Yeah, I agree.
You
always come with like questions about random stuff, and like it's interesting for me to think about on the spot.
Yeah, well, I took screenshots over the time since our last episode about things that I have questions about. And then, I mean, there's been a lot in the news that we've been missing. I know the FTX collapse, and I'm sure you're going to speak to that a lot. I'm excited about that because I see all the news and I'm like, I think I'm just going to defer to Tim on this one. And I just want to know.
We can jump right into that if you want. When we were
record, can we put a time cap on that?
Sure. What time is it? It's okay. It's 5:45 right
15 minutes? Is that?
Let's do
10 minutes?
Let's do 15 minutes.
50?
15.
Oh. I'm like, dude, we got to break that up.
Because I had a whole bunch of stuff written down, and I was gonna like.
Well, where'd you get it? Where's your little cute book?
It's right here. But
it's an iPad.
Like it's like
jump.
When we were gonna do that a few weeks ago, it seemed a lot more. Like there was a lot less that was, I think, being reported in the news than like what is now. And now that like SBF, the guy that ran FTX, was arrested and stuff, I think it's kind of drawn out now, so we don't really need to do it. But I think it is interesting because I like follow it so closely that.
Yeah, you're kind of like a stakeholder, so to speak.
You're
invested.
And on our podcast, I recommended people use FTX. I know I did, and I told you to.
I had an account, but I never put money in it.
Yeah, and I have one friend that did put money in it, and kind of leading up to everything there is I'll kind of go through the timeline a little bit of like how it all blew up. So there was an article from a crypto publication that came out that was like a leak of FTX, or actually I think it was Alameda. Okay, so let me put this together. So Alameda was a trading firm that was started by Sam Bankman-Fried.
Okay.
From here on out, I'll just refer to him as SBF because it's easier. Sam Bankman-Fried.
He's a bad guy.
Yeah. So he started a trading firm and made billions of dollars arbitrage trading Bitcoin on like Korean exchanges, because for a long time it was like difficult for like that arbitrage trade to happen. So he figured out a way to do it, and there was a premium on the price of Bitcoin in Korea and Japan and stuff. So what he would do is he would buy Bitcoin in the US, send it to a Korean exchange, and then have someone in Korea cash it out and then send him the money back into the US. So he'd make money that way. He made billions of dollars. Damn. And he left Alameda and started FTX, which was like an exchange, basically like Robinhood for crypto.
Okay.
And he left Alameda to like a friend of his that he knew from like college and stuff. And so there was always like, people knew that Alameda like traded on FTX, and it was like a lot of the liquidity on FTX. So there was always like kind of a understanding in the crypto industry that Alameda was probably trading with insider information on FTX.
Okay.
But it was like kind of accepted because the FTX product was really good. And yeah, so where was I going? Oh, okay. So there was a leaked balance sheet of Alameda that said like, hey, they don't have very much liquid assets. Like if people started withdrawing their money from FTX, they might not be able to cover it, basically.
Oh, okay.
And that came out about a week before it blew up, because it kind of like started cascading. People started withdrawing. More and more people got worried. More and more people started withdrawing. More and
It
more.
was a
people
run
got
on the
worried.
banks, but
Yeah,
on the
it was a run on the
FTX.
banks. Yeah, for sure. And so crypto exchanges are not supposed to operate on like a fractional reserve banking like normal banks
Mhm.
would, just because the volatility of everything, and it's just not good practice to do that. So let's see, FTX didn't have, like, it turns out they did not have the funds to cover all of their customer withdrawals, because SBF had a way to send customer funds to his trading firm, and they ended up losing it all.
The other trading firm?
Yes, Alameda. Yeah.
Alameda.
So he used like, I think it was like $8 billion worth of customer funds, and Alameda lost it trading.
Whoa.
Yeah. So this is all obviously allegedly, but
I mean, if the shoe fits,
there's
wear it, SBF.
yeah, there's evidence, because like blockchains are public ledgers. There's evidence of that being the case.
So let me sneak in a question then.
Yeah.
Who's the whistleblower who leaked the balance sheet? Because that's like,
Not sure.
no
idea.
Just kind of crazy.
It
Is it like a
crazy.
crypto balance sheet, or is it like a traditional balance sheet? Like, I'm just curious at this point.
Well, yeah, it's a traditional balance sheet, but it includes crypto assets. Like,
Gotcha.
It also has like information about their bank accounts and like their holdings in bank accounts and stuff. But yeah, so I was saying, I had a friend that used FTX and had money on FTX, and I kind of ignored like that whole week where people were withdrawing more and more money. I kind of ignored it because I'm like, they'd have to be really stupid to not have the funds, like, to basically, it would be like you go to Robinhood, right, and you buy Amazon stock, right? You're expecting that Robinhood is actually holding that Amazon stock for you. It'd be like if Robinhood took your money, didn't buy or didn't like hold Amazon stock for you, and just like the founder of Robinhood just started gambling with all the money that people were sending in. That's basically what they were doing. And yeah, so I kind of ignored it. Like, I was like, yeah, that would be really bad if that was like, if it was true that they didn't have money to cover the funds. But like, I think there was like the Sunday before it blew up, $6 billion worth of customer funds were like withdrawn by the customers. And then the next day they didn't have, like, they closed down withdrawals because they didn't have money to cover it. And that Sunday night, there was a report that Alameda started selling some tokens that they were like had vesting, so that they weren't like legally allowed to sell them, because like they invested in this startup, and their crypto that they got as equity was like had like a 3-year vesting period or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And it was in writing that like they couldn't sell it for 3 years. Well, because it's on a public ledger, people were like, holy shit, they're selling it right now. And that's when I was like, if they're selling assets that they're legally not allowed to, then there's a problem. So I texted my friend and I was like, hey, if you still have money on FTX, you should withdraw it. And he did. So like he got out like within 2 hours of when they could have.
You texted me around that time too, I think.
Yeah,
you said, hey, if you have money in there, get it out. And
Yeah,
I was like, I don't have any money.
Yeah,
there,
yeah. And I didn't think you did.
Thanks.
I was pretty sure you didn't, but yeah.
So let me ask a follow-up question then. So the collapse of FTX and all this, I mean, I'm seeing all these boomer articles from Yahoo and stuff that say like the end of crypto and like, you know, the demise of crypto.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, I still, I don't believe in that. I think this is like, I don't want to say a one-off, but I want to say this is kind of an isolated event because it was obviously a mismanagement. And I mean, I don't know, the guy seems like a smart in the wrong ways.
Yeah.
So, but I don't know.
I think like looking at the collapse of FTX and saying that, like, coming to the conclusion that that's the end of crypto would be like, looking at he was running a Ponzi scheme basically. Like, he was taking in customer funds, and it only worked until people started withdrawing it, right? So like that would be like if you look at Bernie Madoff and say, like, this is the end of like equities, right? It doesn't really make any sense to make that argument, in my opinion.
So here's another follow-up question then. I guess more of a concern comment, I guess. So with all this going on, okay, fraud, yep, blah, 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 yep. All the legislation surrounding crypto that's going to come out. Would you agree that's like a concern? Or do you think, like, I guess because everything's public, like you said, the ledgers are.
Yeah.
Isn't it kind of hard for them to like regulate stuff when it's like it's all out there?
So I think,
isn't it tough to be like, it's an open book? What the hell? Like, how do you do other things? Like,
one thing I kind of like glossed over and didn't include in my explanation is like there's two separate FTX exchanges. There's FTX International and FTX US. Supposedly, FTX US was completely solvent. Like, they were actually running FTX US correctly. Like, nice. But FTX International, because it wasn't regulated the same way that FTX US is, that's the exchange that they were running the Ponzi scheme out of, essentially. So, like, I think the correct way to regulate cryptocurrency is regulating the centralized exchanges like FTX, like Coinbase, like Kraken. Sure. Because otherwise you're just regulating software, essentially.
Yeah. Okay. Anything else on that? Is it true
I did have something written down that I wanted to read, like just when I was going through it.
There was, I took a screenshot of it and I wanted to bring it up because it was related to the situation. Pardon me. It was on a subreddit. Well, that's the wrong one. It was not on a subreddit. It was a tweet. Here's, some CFA, I don't know, Genevieve Rochdechter. I don't know. Here's what the FTX scandal gets really interesting. Here's where, and scary. The names and deposit amounts of every single FTX customer could become public in the Chapter 11 bankruptcy filing. Is that true, you think?
So yeah, there was another crypto company that blew up earlier this year called Celsius, and that happened with them. Like, there's literally a website you can go to and search any person's name and see how much they were holding in Celsius at the time they blew up.
Damn.
But when the guy that took over as CEO of FTX after basically like it blew up, is the same guy that took over Enron after Enron blew up.
What?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
So he's like, his whole career is built on like
lies.
It's trying to like salvage as much as he can for.
Oh, so he took over Enron after it blew up.
Yeah.
So okay, so he's trying to right the ship. Okay,
correct.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So and just salvage as much as he can and like get as much of people's money back to them. And he requested that all of the names be redacted. So like you can there's an entire list of like how much each creditor or each customer had on the exchange, but all of the names are blanked out.
That's nice. That's good.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm curious, but also don't care. It's also private, if you ask me. But
yeah, I agree. It would be really bad for that stuff to come out because like like you can assume that people that are involved in crypto, like if you can look up their name and how much money they had on FTX or Celsius, you can probably find out where they live, and like go after them. You basically have a list of how much money they had on that exchange or whatever. It's scary.
Or at least find out where they live. If even if you don't know who they are, it's just like, oh, Tim Howell sitting on a mountain here.
It's like a list of targets for scammers.
Yeah. Oh yeah. So smart. Good. What else you got on that? You got 1 minute left.
Okay, I wrote this. Let me look. Crypto was invented so we no longer have to trust centralized entities with our money. Human history has shown that people are inherently flawed. In true cryptographic systems, you don't need to trust humans. You only need to trust mathematics. That's what is so interesting to me about crypto, and that's why, like, the whole FTX thing, it was a centralized company that traded crypto.
Mm-hmm.
FTX is not crypto. Like,
correct,
Ethereum is crypto, Bitcoin's crypto.
Right.
Those systems still work flawlessly. And this is almost like an advertisement for those kinds of systems, because
right, it's like
this can't happen when it's fully out in the open,
Right. Damn.
There we go.
There you go. What's next on your list?
That's pretty much all I had written down. But
and you hit the 15-minute mark, so perfect.
I did. I was like almost dead on.
Yeah, good for you.
So if you skipped before, you can come back and continue listening.
Sweet. Let's see here. What do I have? I was just laughing. Like, everyone's talking about inflation and whatnot, and it's like,
I have a hot take.
Yeah, let's hear it.
I think the stock market is going to turn around soon. You know why?
Why?
Because the Fed has slowed down their rate hikes. Because they were hiking like 75 bips.
Mm-hmm.
The last couple of rate hikes were only 50 bips.
Yeah.
So they're like, something's working.
Yeah,
start slowing down the rate hikes.
I don't know. It's super funny to me. Well, so we have to understand how we got into this period of high inflation too, right?
Tell me.
Well, so, I mean, it's a brief history lesson. During COVID, when the government shut everything down, they cut everyone checks, even people who were working.
Yeah.
Whatever. Was it $1,200, $1,400? I don't even know what it was.
Yeah. So
twice, right? It was like the 2 injections, which, whatever. But that's like you're dumping money into the economy, and that that creates inflation. So, like, we all knew this was going to happen, and then even not only just consumers, but also businesses, PPP money. I mean, you're just dumping. I mean, some of these sole proprietors or these people just, a plumber gets PPP money.
Yeah.
He's buying a boat. He's buying a truck. He's not buying, Now, there's been some people who've mismanaged and they're investigating that. But overall, I mean, the government just dumped money. And this is what they teach in economics is, so how do you pull back the money from the economy? You jack up interest rates, so then people start saving money and make money in interest and et cetera, whatever. Or they sell and buy bonds, whatever. Continue.
Many months ago, I would have 100% agreed with you, but I didn't realize that in 2008, the U.S. government did the same thing. George Bush gave out
those tax refunds, though.
No, it was stimulus checks. It was like $800.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I thought there was tax refunds.
Probably was, but there was stimulus checks too. And it did not have the same effect because the world wasn't shut down. So there wasn't, it was a combination of more money in the system, people spending less money because they weren't driving to work, going out to lunch to eat, that kind of stuff. Everyone was at home. And there was less goods to go around because manufacturers weren't producing as much. So it was like a triple threat. That's why there was so much inflation this time, but not in 2008 when there was government checks being sent out. There was actually a really, really good podcast about this it was on the New York Times Daily podcast. I wish I could remember the name. I'll try to find it and put it in the description for this Couch Beers episode. But yeah.
Okay. That's interesting.
Yeah.
I guess my question would be dollars that were given out this for COVID versus back in that era.
Well, yeah.
I feel like there's like a huge magnitude difference.
Yeah, that's true.
Like
that's true.
But regardless, still interesting.
Yeah.
But anyway, so the screenshot that I thought that was funny is, the caption is, even in Canada, we fight inflation with more inflation. More Alberta families will get $600 for each child and senior citizen as part of a new affordability package. Premier announces a $2.4 billion package to help Albertians manage a storm of inflation. California did the same thing. They distributed inflation relief checks. It's like,
well,
to me that doesn't make any damn sense. You're just adding more money out there.
Minnesota did the same thing, but that was because they had a budget surplus, right?
Yeah,
so they were spending money that they actually had.
Right. And it's a surplus makes, to some degree sense, right?
Yeah.
Like it's different when you're just injecting money versus just saying like you're returning money that you paid, essentially.
Yeah.
You didn't spend, government didn't spend, which is kind of crazy if you think about it. Why to have a budget? Usually seldom do they have a surplus, really.
Yeah.
So
I think so. In my opinion, the government could fund all of these things very easily, like universal health care, education. They could fund those things if they just spent less money on the military. Did you know the United States, I think I've said this on the podcast before, but it blows my mind so much. The United States spends as much on their military as the next 10 countries combined.
Yeah.
That's insane. Why?
Yeah,
We're not at war.
Yeah, I think that's it is, I agree. I think it's excessive.
And it's like 70% of, actually, I just made that number up. That's probably not even true. It's a lot of the
dinero.
It's a lot of the total percentage of money that the government spends.
Yeah, no. And so I believe in a strong military because quite frankly, we're not in the greatest favors of a lot of big other powers.
Yeah.
Now,
some of that is because of military presence in those regions.
Right. There's that reason,
Yeah.
and just XYZ, right? All sorts of reasons. It's I think, I don't know, the next wars aren't going to be fought with men or women. It's going to be
cyber warfare.
It'll be either it'll be cyber, economic, or what's it called? Or robots. It'll be like drones,
Yeah.
But so you got to be on the cutting edge of that, which is expensive. However, that much, I feel like you can invest in more technology and less people, or in fewer people.
Yeah.
I'm not saying don't invest in people, but
Yep.
the statistic I read a couple of years ago is, I think 30% of the U.S. military is actually, by their standard, fit for duty. That means being able to run a mile, all that stuff. 30%.
That's kind of crazy.
So it's kind of what the hell? They keep sliding their standards lower and lower because they're trying to get people to join the military.
Yeah. And
it's eventually you're going to get the scum of the earth, or the people who are let's go to Burger King for breakfast. You can get burgers for breakfast. I saw that the other day. It's kind of funny. But yeah, so I think COVID alone has shunted or stunted. I don't know which. Find out the difference between the two.
Shunted or stunted?
Yeah.
Education. I think they would both work in that context.
Okay. Well, shunted. I'll use that word.
Boom.
Now talking about social people not understanding social cues or education or anything in high school, middle school, elementary school, what have you.
Mm-hmm.
But like, when I was job hunting, that's where all the recruiters are saying people who graduated in the last 3-4 years have trash experience and they're idiots because they don't know how to work in a workplace. Like they literally have no idea. They're always on their phones. They're making inappropriate jokes. They have bad experience. They don't know what's going on. Like these are what recruiters are saying. Like, yeah, like, ooh, it's nasty. So
yeah,
if you look just as our country as a whole, I don't think the rest of the world has it as bad as we do. Just because I think our educational system's already broken.
Yeah.
Now, I'm not attacking educators out there
Right.
because they bust
Right.
their ass,
Right.
but they are working in a broken system.
Yeah.
And it sucks. It's scary.
Yeah. It seemed like obviously I'm not attacking people in the military. I have
Right.
plenty
You're
of
just
friends
talking.
that
yeah.
are in the military. And,
I mean, and that's the thing. It's like people who make, I want to say high level. That sounds stupid, but like the bigger decision or the magnitude of the decision, the less kind of like you can't put yourself in the shoes of 3% of the main number or like the whole number, right?
Yeah.
Like that's the one thing. I have friends, and my mom is always like, well, what about this small group of people? And I'm like, when you're talking about billions of dollars or billions of people, you don't care about the 300 people that it actually screws over. You know what I mean? Like you can't please everyone. You have to make a decision that satisfies the majority.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just the reality of it, right? I mean, I wish you could satisfy everyone, but here we are.
There are a lot of people that just like to find reasons to be angry.
Oh yeah. You can't, there are some people you just can't please.
Yeah.
Like they don't want to be pleased. I don't get it.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So here's a question. It's not a good segue, but here's a good question. So I was thinking about this. I said, if you had, like, if you could, like a Madden player where you can like do stats, right?
Yeah. You're like speed 99.
Yeah. Speed 99, stuff like that.
Yeah.
So if you had, like, on a scale of like good traits or traits in general,
yeah,
you had 100% integrity, 100% trust. What I guess what bad traits are left for that person to have?
Integrity and trust.
If they're at 100%.
You're talking like from an employee standpoint?
Employee, person. I was thinking about that because I was like, if they have 100% integrity, that means they pretty much don't lie and they always act what's, good, generally speaking, objectively good.
Yeah.
And then with trust, it's like, kind of like you can trust them to carry out whatever they say or whatever you say or whatever, right? Reliable, yeah. So, but I'm like, okay, so pretty much they won't lie, they won't steal, they won't cheat. And I was like, even character flaws, like, I guess you could be an asshole.
Yeah.
But is that really like asshole 50%?
Yeah.
I don't know. Is asshole a trait, I guess? Or character trait?
It could be. The first one that came to my mind would be like work ethic.
Oh, yeah. They could not have a good work ethic.
Yeah.
That's true.
But I mean, as like you being my friend, I don't really care if you don't have a good work ethic.
Oh, yeah, no.
But like from an employee standpoint. Yeah.
Right. Yeah, no, I was just thinking about that. Like, those are really good, I don't know, traits, I guess, if you're 100% those.
Yeah.
And I don't know
not that you don't have work ethic. I think probably if I were to rank my friends in work ethic, you might be like top 3.
Oh, thanks, I think.
Yeah.
that could be bad.
Top 3 work ethic?
You have really good work ethic. It's like, well, okay, if you're working all the time,
yeah,
probably
but
not good.
I don't even mean like just for your employer.
Yeah.
I mean like in your life too.
Oh, well, thank you. I think.
Like you work on yourself a lot.
Thanks.
Yeah.
I do.
Yeah.
I am. Oh, I think I brought this up in a previous episode. I think episode like 16. If you guys want to listen to that one again. But yeah, like the two components of trust. Do you remember this?
I don't know.
I believe there
I have
are
a
two
terrible
components.
memory though. So you might have said it, and I just don't remember.
So there are, in my opinion, two components of trust: competence and character. Right. So,
Okay.
good example that I like to say is, Tim, I trust you,
Mm-hmm.
but if I have to have open heart surgery, I don't trust you to give me the surgery because you don't have the competence for it.
Yeah.
But you got you're a man of good character.
Yeah.
So it's like
Thank you.
vice versa now. Flip that, right? You have the competence, but you're an asshole.
Yeah.
Well, or your character's dog, 0, 1 on the scale.
Yeah. I don't
It's
think they
not
go
that
to 1. I think the lowest they go is like
3.
50.
Oh, 50.
Yeah. On Madden, at least.
Yeah, but so like that, to me, it's like, okay, I don't know. For me, you could be the smartest person, but if you're not likable or you have bad character flaws, like you don't have integrity, you lie, steal, cheat, have an affair, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Those are character flaws. I don't really trust you as much, even though you're the best heart surgeon in the world.
Mm-hmm.
So that's where my idea of trust comes from: character or competence, or a mixture of the two.
I like that framing.
I don't know.
Did you come up with that yourself?
No, I read it in a book.
Nice.
The Speed of Trust
Hmm.
by Stephen MP or whatever. It's the son of Stephen Covey. Stephen Covey II. I don't know.
I don't know who that is.
I don't know.
Should I?
Look it up.
I
7
will.
Habits of Highly Effective People.
Oh, I've heard of that book.
Hell yeah.
Yes.
It's a good book. He's got a lot of good ones. But anyway, what do you want to talk about next? Because otherwise I got something else that I think is super interesting.
Hit me.
Ever heard of Vanta Black?
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's super interesting because
Can you explain what it is?
so
Or should I try to explain it? Since you brought it up, I'll try to explain what I
how about
understand about it.
yeah, you try to explain it and then I'll explain how I've come to understand it.
It's
It's
like
nerdy.
the blackest color in the world, right? Like no light can reflect off of it.
Yeah, it absorbs I think 99.8% light.
Yeah.
So, and this is I don't know how I figured it out or I found out about it, but someone was like, there's a Vanta Black BMW in Los Angeles, and I'm like, Vanta Black, that sounds pretty badass. And then like I saw a picture, and I'm like, it's just like a cutout. It's not like I don't really see the car. And so then
It's probably photoshopped.
Well, then I kept like looking at different pictures, and it looked very similar, but like the windows aren't Vanta Black.
Yeah.
So like license plate, lights, and windows, you can make out a car, but everything else,
I'm gonna look it up while you're talking.
you couldn't make out the shape of the car. So, for instance, if you look up Vanta Black pictures and stuff, like there's a picture of like a bowling ball, and it just looks like a black hole. Like it doesn't look like there's any shape or anything, and someone's holding a black hole. It's kind of weird. But what I know about it is this guy who founded it, some scientist.
Yeah.
He like sold the rights, or he's retaining the rights, so only governments can use it. And then this other scientist said, that's dumb. And so he calls it, I think it's Black 3.0, and it's 99.6% absorbing of light. So it's pretty much Vanta Black. But Vanta Black's blacker, I guess.
See, the thing that confuses me, like the matte, it has to be matte finish, right? Because if it's like a glossy finish, it's going to reflect light, right?
I don't know. So I think, to my understanding, is it's because of maybe it does have to be, I don't know. That's a good question, because yeah, you'd think if it was like a reflective or a shiny,
yeah,
it would reflect some light, but yeah, it's got to be a form of matte. MATTE.
Yes, not Matthew.
But yeah, then look up Black 3.0. Or say put Black 3.0 versus Vanta Black.
Black 3.0. The blackest black paint.
It's expensive.
the blackest and maddest acrylic paint on the planet. Now just
Isn't it?
$29.99.
Yeah, that's for like 2 ounces or something. I
A
don't know.
truly black paint that everyone can own, except one person. What the hell does that mean?
Maybe they won't sell it for the guy who created Vantablack.
Maybe. Wait, okay, hold on. I missed it. There was a pop-up on the website that was like you had to check a box. Like, you know, you go to websites and you have to check a box that's like
You're not a robot.
accept these cookies.
Oh yeah,
It was like acknowledge that I am not Anish something or other.
yeah.
Whoever that guy is.
That's hilarious. But
I
anyway,
want it to come back up because I want to know who they're blacklisting.
it's probably.
But
Well, hold on. I'm gonna look up the dude
it's got to be him, right? It's got to be the
who
guy that
created
invented
Vantablack.
Ben Jensen. According to Wikipedia, Vantablack is a brand name for a class of super black coatings with total hemispherical reflectances below 1.5% in the visible spectrum. The coatings were invented by Ben Jensen, who first publicly unveiled them in July 2014.
It says Anish Kapoor.
I was gonna
Who's
say
that guy?
Ben Jensen.
Yeah, that's
Must be the guy. The posting from Wikipedia. Cool. Anyway, thought that was
Anish
interesting.
Kapoor is a British Indian sculptor specializing in installation art. I wonder why they're blacklisting him. There's got to be a reason.
Anyway, I thought that was interesting.
That is interesting. I did actually have one other thing I wanted to present
Gasp.
to you.
Present.
So, for the first time in a few years, my favorite band, Wolfpack, is releasing a new album. Have you been, in the past, they release every single song as a single. So, like, all the songs are out before the album comes out.
Uh huh.
So they do once a week, every Friday.
Okay.
Have you listened to any of them?
Oh, I saw that there was a new one featuring Antoine Stanley.
Yeah, I think a few of them have Antoine Stanley in them.
But they're doing that. They're doing it every Friday. They're releasing a song.
Yeah, and actually, I said Friday, but today's Wednesday, and they released a new
Today's
song
Thursday,
today.
but nice try.
Today's Thursday, and they released a new song today. So maybe it's Thursdays. Hold on, So I was gonna play little snippets of them.
Do
and
it.
Get your immediate reaction. See which
Do it,
one's
do
your
it, do it.
favorite. Let's see.
Yeah, I've never heard it. I mean, I heard that one, but that was it. I don't know. There's more than one.
Yep. It's my favorite band. Check them out.
Check them in.
Check them in. That's right. I don't know why I have so much trouble on YouTube right now. Here we go. All right.
Boom, boom, boom,
So I'll
boom,
start
boom.
from the beginning. 1 month ago, they released a song called Sauna.
I'll allow it.
Okay, Sauna, your thoughts? You like it?
I like the intro. Yeah, I like it for sure.
I do too. I like that song. Honestly, I like all of them.
Do they have singing in that one?
Let's look. I don't remember.
Because I either think they...
No, it's just like vocalizing kind of.
Okay. Because I know there's some songs where I'm like...
They have a lot
It takes too long for them to get to the singing parts. And I'm like,
Yeah.
I get it.
Yeah.
They're kind of like a jam band, but I'm like, pitter patter, let's get at her kind of thing.
All right. 3 weeks ago, they released Earworm. This one does have lyrics. It's kind of silly.
Is it Antoine Stanley?
It is not.
Yeah, let's do it.
Not in your stomach, I'm not in the ground, not in a limousine, cruising around town. I'm not a bug, not quite a germ. I'm a humble, catchy melody. I'm a earworm, and it go
Okay, Earworm, your thoughts. That was Jack Stratton singing. He's like their band leader.
Yep.
I don't know of any other one of their songs that he has sang on. That might be the first
I
one.
wasn't really singing either.
No, he was. He was kind of talking. You're right.
But no, thoughts. I'd say 8.3 out of 10. Like I like it.
Dang, that one was probably.
Okay.
I don't actually remember all of them. That one I think was my least favorite, but it is just kind of silly.
Okay. Remind me on the ranking scale to circle back on that because I have something to talk about there.
All right, this one is featuring Antoine Stanley. It's called New Guru.
I think this is one I may have heard. Is it like 2 minutes and 12 seconds or something?
3 minutes.
Maybe not.
If love only comes to those who wait, God only serves the ones who pray. If patience has left you feeling miles away,
Yeah.
I gotta say no to those old cliches. I gotta say go to this brand new way. It might surprise you. You and I too. You got to find you a new, find you another, find you a new guru.
Yeah.
Find you a new, find you another, find you a new guru.
I'll allow it.
Antoine Stanley's my favorite singer on the planet.
Bet.
Fact. Yeah, he's so good.
He is good.
Okay, Earworm, your thoughts? Or no, that was New Guru.
8.35, 8.4.
Okay. All right. All That's Left of Me Is You. This one is 2 minutes and 57 seconds.
Is this also Antoine Stanley?
I don't think so.
I'm just a piece of
Theo
Theo
Katzman.
Katzman.
left in the midday sun. Dead on the insects eat. While all the juices run. And they don't waste a thing. They put it all to use. And once the queen is fed, all that's left of me is you. All that's left of me is you. All that's left of me is you.
Yeah.
You could tell me that was a Beatles song, and I would 100%.
Yeah, it's got a Beatles, Paul Simon kind of vibe to it. Like a ballad, because there's
Yeah.
not much going on other than like the piano and light guitar and
Yeah.
a little shaker thing. But yeah, I really dig Theo Katzman's music, so
Yeah.
I give that one an 8.25.
Theo Katzman's awesome. Still, one of my biggest concert regrets is not going
Not
to
going
see
with
him
me when
you.
I was on my deathbed. It was,
Yeah. March 7th, 2020. We've talked about this before. You saw Theo
we had.
Katzman. I missed it because I was in Milwaukee,
and
and then COVID happened. And
I think I was a super spreader. I told everyone,
Yeah,
I was like,
yeah.
I was at a ton of like cold medicine. I had like 4 beers and like, I was just like all sorts of like, I'm going to this thing.
yeah.
And so it was fantastic. But yeah, I was definitely like on my deathbed going to that concert, but it was worth it.
Okay, so this next one is called Simple Step. Apparently, I did not know this. Well, okay.
I did know
This part I knew. So most of the people in Wolfpack went to University of Michigan and went there for music, obviously. And Jack Stratton, the guy that is the band leader of Wolfpack, was part of a band called Groove Spoon. It was like kind of like a I don't know, what do you call it?
Hippie band.
No, like jam band. It's like a
Okay.
jam band that like always had people rotating in from the University of Michigan music program.
Okay.
And Jack Stratton was in it. This was one of Groove Spoon's songs that Wolfpack is now releasing. It's called Simple Step,
Can they do that?
apparently.
Yeah.
Joey Dosick on the sax.
I'll allow it. Any lyrics in this one?
I think so. Antoine Stanley's dancing around with a microphone.
Choose a bone in your body.
How long is this song? Is it 2 minutes and 40 seconds or something?
Real good.
250.
This might be the one I heard.
That bone don't lie. Start the motion, start to open your wings and fly. Isolation of selective gyration can cause wide world revolution. A simple step, step on, bump. Oh, get on it, baby.
Okay, simple step. Your thoughts?
Yeah, I like it. I like the horn as a sax.
Yeah, I love saxophone.
Sax and trumpets get me going.
Okay, one more. This one I was really excited for because it's a Joey Dosick song that they're redoing as Wolfpack with Antoine Stanley singing. It's one of my favorite Joey Dosick songs.
Okay.
It's called In Heaven.
Oh, I know the song. Oh, interesting. So Antoine's singing it.
We've got 5 acoustic guitars playing right now.
Let's find something that we both agree on. Something we both can do. Before I go to turn my hearing aid off, I need to work things out with you. If I could start with a joke or two, get a smile to come out of you. Give you all that I've got and give. So we could sing a song like the angels did. Oh, I hope you feel this way. Somebody feel this way. It's time to make a break. 'Cause if we can't act right in heaven, then we might not know that we had one.
Unpopular opinion. I like Joey Dosick's version better.
Yeah, I
As a
think
piano.
honestly, I think I do too.
Yeah, but I mean that's still very good.
Yeah.
I like it. I dig. I'll allow it.
After this came out today, while we were working in the house, I played Joey Dosick's album, like in the living room, and I'm like, every song on this album is an absolute banger.
Yeah.
So good.
Didn't you say you saw him live and you were disappointed?
Yeah, I saw him live with my dad. I think I don't know if I would say I was disappointed, but
Were you impressed?
I was less impressed than I thought I was going to be. One, because there wasn't really that many people there that were that interested in seeing him. So it was like, I mean, it was like at a bar. And
Oh, okay.
yeah. And the other thing is, I literally came back from Germany from a work trip that morning. And
You were at a bar in the morning?
no,
Oh,
but so I hadn't slept in like 30 hours. So I was kind of out of it.
sure.
That
Okay.
also
That's fair.
dampened my experience, I think.
That's fair. That's true.
But when I saw Wolfpack 2017, I think was their last tour, and I didn't know who Joey Dosick was. This is like very recent, or like very soon after I even like discovered Wolfpack. But Joey Dosick opened for them, and he totally blew me away. He's like he's so good.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Like I said, In Heaven. I like that. I like
Yep.
Joyce.
Yep.
That's a good song.
Yep. Yeah, I'm pretty
Um,
psyched for new Wolfpack. But yeah.
Sick. I'm trying to think. What else you got? What's new in your life?
Nothing. Got a new computer screen.
Yeah, that is. Damn.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Been playing a lot of Call of Duty.
Yeah.
Yeah. New Call of Duty's fun.
Oh, here's a fun fact for you.
Yeah.
Back in, let's see what it tells me, September 10th, I ordered a Lawrence album, and I have not received it. And I emailed them in November.
Is it like a vinyl album?
Yeah.
So
And I emailed them and said, where is my order? And
Was
they
it in
said-
stock?
No, so it was like, they said they were taking like pre-orders
Yeah.
and all that stuff, but I'm just like, okay,
Usually, so
you took my money, like, just give me an update, because it's
Yeah.
like, just order confirmed, and I'm like, okay, it's December. It's
Yeah.
going to be 2023.
yeah.
It's like 3 damn months.
I think so. The way that most artists treat vinyl records, especially like you said, it's a pre-order. Like, I'll order a vinyl record, and then totally forget about it, and it'll just show up at my house 6 months later. Like, that is not an uncommon occurrence.
Damn.
So
Is
I'm
it a little?
I'm not surprised.
I guess my thing is like, what if they forget about me and then they just took my money?
I would be surprised.
I guess I've
Did
never
it say
really
when it was gonna be released? Like when? Because usually when you pre-order it, they're like releasing.
They said they're taking.
January,
I think they said they're taking pre-orders like in September and for a fall release, like for like, and that to me was like end of November is when that.
Was it is it a new album,
I don't know
or
if
is there
it was
like
that.
repressing an old album?
I can't remember. It may have been repressing. I'm not sure. I don't even know. I took a screenshot though. I always take screenshots instead of emails. I don't like emails.
I always, because I have Gmail, I always star emails when I order something, so then I can like go back and unstar it once I actually receive it.
I'll probably make you cringe, but I have Gmail, but I have it forwarded to like the Outlook app.
Really?
Yeah, so I use Microsoft Outlook, but
No way.
it's like forwards to my Gmail. Yeah.
How old are you?
I'm
65.
65. No. Boomers are 65.
You're a boomer. If you are forwarding Gmail to Outlook, you're a
I'm
boomer.
not forwarding it. I'm having Outlook manage my Gmail.
That's insane. So you have a Google phone, but you don't use the Gmail app.
I kind of got sick of it, I think, because I pay for Outlook because I have Outlook on my desktop,
Yeah.
and I'm just like, may as well embrace it.
You're crazy.
I am crazy. Well, crazy is what crazy does.
There's like do you pay for Microsoft Office, or you
Yeah.
just pay for
Yeah.
Outlook?
Yeah.
Because I don't even remember what the name is, but there's a free version that can handle all like docs and PDFs and Excel
Ooh.
spreadsheets, but it's a free version of everything, and it can handle the Microsoft files too.
Mm. Is that the one that was sold to Oracle or something, and they started charging for it? Was that you
I
that
haven't
told me
been
about that?
charged. I haven't been charged for it. I don't know.
So
think so.
someone told me like there was a company that was going to rival PDF or Adobe, I think. Like
Mhm.
it would do everything Adobe did, and it was free. And they like it's like, yeah, it's totally free. And then Adobe like bought them for like whatever 400 million or whatever, and
Mhm.
started charging for it because they're just like, nope, this would completely eradicate our market.
Makes
I don't
sense.
remember, but okay. So I don't know if we talked about this in the past, but I got to bring it up and slide this in real quick.
'Kay.
The rating scale. Okay. Did I tell you this already?
No. Well, you just like briefly mentioned it when
Okay.
we were rating Wolfpack songs.
So a gal asked me like, okay, what would you rate me on like a scale from 1 to 10? I said honestly an 8.2, and she got bent out of shape.
It's a very good rating.
It is a very good rating, right?
Yeah.
I'm like, sorry. Like, I was like, I mean, do you realize like what all my friends said? I'm a 10 and whatever. And I'm just like, of course your friends are going to say that. But I'm being, you asked for my honest.
You were put in a very difficult position.
Well, I'm not going
You
to
answered honestly.
and this is the game that I lose at.
To be fair, I don't think there's any person in the entire world that is a 10. Like 10 is perfect. Nobody's perfect.
Right. Well, and so this is where you can go deep, right? So what is attractive to you? Is it looks or is it personality, a combination? You know, how you treat others. I mean, that's all encompassing for me.
Yeah.
And she said just purely on looks, and I said, okay, 8.2 on looks. Now, if she wanted to say like, what's the whole picture? I'd probably be like, you know what? Probably around like a 6.1, maybe a 5.9. Because you're like, your heart's in a good place, but you're not super cool.
Before I continue, I need to ask a follow-up question.
What do I think I am?
No. Are you still seeing this person?
No.
Okay. I was gonna say that would make me so uncomfortable. I'd be like, I don't think this is gonna work.
Well, so the reason I bring that up is because she got bent out of shape about it, and I was like, "Whoa, that's a good score."
Yeah.
And she was like, "Oh, I just, I'm like, oh, everyone's just already said a 9 or 10 or something." I'm just like, you asked me to be honest. I'm not going to like inflate. Like, if you were to be like, "What am I?" I'd be like, whatever. But be honest. Okay, honest. 8.2. Still a good score. I just want to say,
Yeah.
like, I was like, that's not bad.
Yeah.
Like, good for you.
That should.
Like, I'd be lucky if I got like a 7
What would you
On
rate
looks.
me on looks?
on looks.
Yeah.
I'd probably 7.7.
I'll take that.
I don't think
take
you're.
that.
I don't think you're a bad looking dude.
Thank you.
When you're wearing sunglasses, you're at the beach.
Speaking of looking good, I went to the gym for the first time in like 2 years.
Who'd you see there?
Just
Just kidding.
Jim.
Oh, how's Jim doing?
He's great.
Good old James.
And I
Loved it.
I immediately went back to the weights I was pushing before. I
Muscle
think my
memory,
arms are
baby.
gonna fall off.
Good.
Yeah.
Good.
It was
Use that.
it was fun. It's a good experience. But now I'm at the point where I did back and buys and now I'm like chest day. I can't do chest because my freaking arms hurt.
What? You don't use your buys for...
I can't like fully extend my arm. Like I can, but it hurts. Like
Damn.
I don't think I could do a bench right now.
Can you do a push-up?
Should I try to do one right now?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think you should.
I don't know if you probably won't be able to see me on the.
Should I record it on my phone, send you the video, and you can put this... Like,
That seems like a lot of work for
Yeah,
not
don't do
enough benefit.
a lot of bang for no buck.
Maybe I could do it on the couch. Here, let's try it. Move.
Okay. It's like this could get awkward real quick. If you're watching this on YouTube...
I'm gonna hit my face.
Yeah, you are still going to do that. Is that because of your biceps or just... yeah.
I hit my face with the.
Oh,
Let me try again.
that's so strong. Oh. Easy. Oh, I got a quick story for you, too.
That actually wasn't that bad.
Let me tell you what I think.
Yeah.
That was very good, Tim.
Thank you.
So you could do bench if you could do
Yeah, maybe I'll go
push-up.
do chest tomorrow.
Hell yeah, brother. When did you go to the gym? Yesterday or the day before?
I did back and buys 2 days ago and legs yesterday.
So it's different for everyone, I think. But for me, it's not the next day. It's the second day is when...
Yeah.
The second day after you do the exercise.
I think that is most people.
Okay.
Delayed onset muscle soreness.
Hell yeah.
DOMS.
So, Doms. And not the cool Fast and Furious Dom.
Is he cool?
He's like a big baby with a wife beater and a gold chain and a slight lisp. But so let me give you a scenario and then you tell me what you would do.
Okay.
And I think your answer is going to be different than mine. At least how
Usually
I feel.
is.
It usually is, yeah. So you order jeans online.
Okay.
They get shipped to you. They fit and everything, but they have an ink tag.
On the
What-
jeans?
Yeah. So what do you do?
Was it from a department store?
Yes.
Take it to the department store.
Okay, so why'd you buy them online?
Convenience.
So is it now an inconvenience to go to the department store to get an
yes,
ink tag
definitely.
removed?
It
Okay.
definitely is. It would make me question whether I wanted to order jeans from this place again.
Right. So what happened to me is that exact situation. I called customer service because I was like, can you just like help me get through this ink tag thing? They said, we'll give
Yeah.
you a return label and you can buy the jeans again. I said, but will that guarantee that an ink tag won't come on them? I said, because these were like packaged and
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
and everything. I was like, see, I have zero confidence in that thing. So I said, I'll go to the department store. I walked in there and I just said, I bought these jeans online with an ink tag. And I like had all the stuff, and the guy's like, didn't really know it. It was a boomer that, like, you know, probably has never worked retail, whatever.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to make your life hard, man, but I'm just like, here's the receipt, here are the jeans, just get the ink tag off.
Yeah.
And he just did it, and he's like, thanks. And I was like, thank you. I just left.
I actually forgot about this until after I answered, so I might change my answer now.
Oh, you have a powerful magnet to release the ink tag.
Nope.
Oh.
I don't know when it was, a couple of years ago. Belinda went home to Wisconsin and bought a jacket and came back here, realized that the jacket still had a tag on it, and it was not from a store around here. So, her and I tag teamed taking the ink tag off. We tried magnets. We tried,
Pliers.
I think there was like some kind of fork maneuver with
Okay.
like a metal fork. And
You didn't use
one
a
of the-
plastic one?
what's that?
You didn't use a plastic one?
Oh no, that wouldn't have worked.
Oh.
And one of the attempts, I don't remember, I think maybe it was the fork maneuver, ended up breaking the ink tag. So
you got ink all over the jacket.
yeah, so we got ink all over, and then we just like went ham, ripped it apart, and then cleaned up all the ink, and it actually all came out. So there you go.
Joke's
Maybe
on-
that's my answer.
Jokes on the small boutique jacket store.
Yeah.
Cool. That's all I got. I just want to see what you do, because that's how I felt. I was like, it's the point of ordering online is not to go to the damn store.
Yeah, for sure.
Anyway,
Do you want to call out what store it was?
JCPenney.
Really?
Yeah. Disappointed.
Now you're gonna be a Macy's Maxi.
I was gonna. Went to Kohl's first, but they were all sold out online. So I was like, well,
What kind of jeans were they?
they were
Are they the ones you're
Levi.
wearing right now?
Levi's. Yeah, this is about 2 pair. I don't really like this pair. They're too blue, but
I think they look nice.
thank you. But it's like Levi, I think 541s or something, or 514s. I don't know. They're not in the store. Like I went to 2 department stores, like JCPenney and Kohl's in person. And they didn't have this thing, and then the reason I bought them is because my other pair of these like had holes in them.
Yeah.
So I threw them away, but I was like, oh, 541. I can't remember. It's like the asset end thing. So I just like looked that up on the Googles, and sure enough, it was online only. I was like, hell yeah. So I bought 2 pair. 1 pair had ink tag.
You could also buy them direct from Levi's.
Yeah, I think it was more expensive
Hmm.
or something. I don't know. I didn't. Yeah. You can buy used clothing on Levi.com.
Really?
Yeah, it's like.
Because like you want an aged look or something?
No, it's not even that. It's like, I think it's like part of like a recycling program. Like they're like, oh yeah, like, you know, if you can, I don't know if you get in-store credit. I'm sure you do, because they sell them
Probably.
for obviously cheaper. But I thought that was interesting. But yeah, good story.
I did not know that.
Google has that. Yeah, it's kind of cool.
I did think of something I wanted to say.
What is it?
Oh, but now we're okay. So I was gonna say you probably have to be pretty particular with your jeans because you got thunder thighs. But
I do. Oh, you don't think I do?
no, I just was like, oh, I remembered what I was gonna say, but we had already like wrapped up that conversation.
Oh,
And now I brought it back.
exercise thigh journey.
Yep.
You want to know an update?
Yeah, you got one?
Yeah, I can barely walk right now.
Really?
Yeah, I've been so. I'm not. I don't want to say I'm not proud of this, but like I never would have said like would normally say this out loud. Is
Yeah.
like 4 months ago, I saw this chiropractor on a whim, and it turns out he's like a hardcore sports chiropractor.
Mm.
He's like, I love training athletes and everything. So I went to him, and then so he started like helping me with my form on like my deadlift and my squats and everything, and because I've never had like great squat form, and now like I've been working with him a little bit, and now my squat form, I'm like, I said this to him, and I'll say it to you, I was like, it sounds stupid, but I've never really felt powerful when I get out of a squat. And he's like, no, I get what you're saying. Like it's your
You
kinetic,
mean like your extension when you're
like when you get down
pushing
into the
up?
hole,
Yeah.
and then you
power up?
power up.
Yeah.
I was like, I just never felt like good about it. And
Yeah.
I worked with him a little bit, and like now it's like, yeah, I do. Like it's crazy. Like I never was taught good form in high school or anything, and now
Yeah.
it's like I feel like honestly I'm starting from ground zero.
Do you have any
like
tips? For, like,
Uh,
ways you corrected your form?
Yeah, I guess how I would do it is it's definitely got to think of the hip hinge and like just like sink the hips. It's what they all tell you, but like it's really
Yeah.
weird. Like without knowing how it feels, it's hard to just say it and not like do it. Like sink the hips, all that stuff. Like
So
you kind of have to like almost you lean forward a little bit just because that's how you're sitting down kind of.
right.
And I think before I was just focused on the knees and just bending at the knees. So my back was all like bearing all the weight. My low back was taking on everything and not my thighs. And now it's like I can barely flip and walk because I'm actually squatting properly and getting and it's like
Where
my-
do you
my-
feel it the most in your thighs right now?
right now?
Yeah.
I don't know. It's kind of like all over.
Because like from when I was doing legs yesterday, mine's like kind of right on the side.
So it's weird because depending on like how your feet and legs are like how your structure is kind of like hips and everything and your connective chain like I read up somewhere because I was I'm trying to go for thigh journey, right?
Mm-hmm.
Your anatomy of your thigh like depends on how like it's designed too. So like when you do a squat you might target more like the front end,
Mm-hmm.
and when I squat, it might go on like the outside because your thigh, your quad is like, I mean, it really is almost the entire left side of your leg,
Mm-hmm.
all the way to like the front. And the hamstring is really just kind of like the back, right?
Right.
But like your quad is huge.
Yeah.
And it's like your how your body's designed, and the exercises you do develop certain parts of the quad that might not develop on someone else based on anatomy. Thought that was super interesting. And it's also changed the way I train.
Nice.
Anyway, enough about me. But yeah, anyway, I can feel like definition I've never had before. I'm getting more powerful. # more powerful. And yeah, I don't know. Yeah. So I just need to get working on my calves so then they can kind of keep up with the growth. I don't want to look like thunder thighs I'll look like a speed skater. Look up a picture of a speed skater. They got these giant thighs and these little twig calves.
Yeah.
And then little twig arms too. It's kind of funny.
What do you do to work out your calves? Calf raises?
I try to. I've like that's another thing. I struggle with getting engagement with that.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like I'm just like I'm doing calf raises and I'm like I'm not feeling any stress or any like I'm getting more like what is it? My hamstring or something weird starts to fatigue before and it gets annoying before my calves get sore. But then it's like after a month or two of not doing anything, I get on this like leg extension and I just do like calf raises there and I start feeling it. Next 4 days I can't walk. Like I literally am like yeah, it's painful. So I did that this morning, so maybe I won't be able to walk tomorrow. I could barely walk now, but
Back when I went to the gym all the time, like I worked with a trainer for a few sessions, and when I did legs with him, I almost fell down the stairs on the way out of my gym. I was like,
damn.
yeah.
Did
We
you
were
sob?
like walking down the stairs and talking, and he started laughing. He goes, "Sorry, I'm not like laughing at you. I've been there." I'm like holding onto the railing on my way
dude,
down.
It's brutal. I think everyone should do it and try it and
Yeah.
try it more often.
Yeah.
I don't know. So anyway,
All right.
all right,
Should we wrap it up?
we'll wrap her down.
We're definitely like almost
Over
an
3
hour and a
hours.
half, I think.
All right, cool.
Close.
Well, thanks for listening. Catch us next week.
Yep. Fact check us.
Fact check us if you can.
Couch Beers Pod at what is it? Couch.
At Couch Beers
It's
Pod.
been so long. At Couch Beers Pod on Twitter and Instagram. Couch Beers Podcast at gmail.com. I'm pretty sure
What's
that's
the
right.
YouTube one?
I don't.
Couch Beers.
Yeah, just look up Couch Beers. It
you'll
should show
find
up.
us. We're the number one hit.
Yeah, actually, I think when we were trying to figure out what name to use, and we made Couch Beers YouTube, you can literally just search Couch Beers and it comes right up. Like,
Yes. There you go.
We're so
Go to
unique.
YouTube.
Okay.
Okay.
See ya.
Bye bye.